G'day everyone, it's Justin and Scott.
Hello.
Two dads again from BRRRRRM Australia, coming to you today from a Mazda CX-3. Now mate, recently we've driven the new Hyundai Kona.
We have.
And small SUVs seem to be quite popular, city SUVs I guess you'd like to call them, isn't it? So
Absolutely, I think they're selling, in terms of volume and stuff, they're getting quite important now to the manufacturers.
Yeah,
It's an important market.
Yeah, they're replacing little cars too, aren't they? So I thought, you know, if you're in that market, I thought we'd have a look at another car that's quite popular in that range, and it's the Mazda CX-3. Now the CX-3 was launched in 2015, so it's been around for a little bit.
Yes.
But we're in the latest 2017 version. They come in 4 different spec levels. They come in a base Neo, they come in a Max, the sTouring, which is what we're in today, and the top of the range Akari. Now, the most popular one in the range, Mazda tell me, is the Max automatic front wheel drive, which is about 24,890. But the one that we're in today is the sTouring all-wheel drive petrol, which is 30,990. I mean, you can get them in different sort of transmissions and drivetrains and things. So you can get manual, 6-speed manual, 6-speed auto, all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. You can even get them in a diesel as well.
That's a lot of choices.
It is a lot of choice.
Yeah, so I think you really need to work through each one of those. You know, do you want all-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Or, you know, front-wheel drive's okay. What transmission do you want? What engine suits your needs the most? You know, maybe diesel if you're doing lots and lots of kilometres or whatever.
Yeah.
But around the city, you know, we were normally saying petrol's probably the preference. Yeah.
That's right. The petrol engine that they put in the CX-3 is a 2-litre SkyActiv 4-cylinder. Puts out 109 kilowatts at 6,000 RPM, 192 Newton meters at 2,800 RPM. The all-wheel drive one that we're in today has a combined sort of official factory figure of about 6.7 litres per 100 Ks. Now, I suppose it's interesting that, you know, the Mazda 3 has a 2-litre engine as well, but puts out a little bit more power, 114 kilowatts, 200 Newton meters. But yeah, this one's a little bit down on power to one of those. But essentially it's based on the Mazda 2. The dashboard sort of comes straight out of the Mazda 2 and everything, but you know, the packaging's a little bit different, I suppose. So yeah.
So effectively it's inheriting a lot of what's been considered some of the really good cars of the last few years in terms of the engines from the Mazda 3. You know, all the Mazda range really has been consistently at a very high standard.
Hitting the mark, haven't they?
They have. And so this has picked up some of the good bits of those cars.
Yeah. But I think the biggest thing for like 2017 for the latest version of these is the increase in safety features that they've put in the car. Like this one here, you know, it's got head-up display with the traffic on it there as well. You know, it's smart city braking. Like I think it's they've increased it between now 4 and 80 k's an hour. It's got auto braking if you seem to, you know, forget that you're coming up to something and something pops out, which is good. You know, rear parking sensors are standard. You've got the rear camera standard on the car. So there's a lot of safety features that they've plugged into the car now that across the range are standard on the car.
Yep.
You've had a quick drive of this car now. Give us your impressions, mate. What do you think?
Yeah, probably the first word I'd think of is probably polite. So we've been going over some quite bumpy roads. It's just handling those really, really well.
And it's got 18-inch wheels, this one. The base ones come with 16s. This one's running on 18s.
Yeah, so you're not getting anything negative from that. I mean, it just feels really good over all the bumpy roads.
Yeah.
So it's doing that really well. I really like the weight of the steering. To me, that feels really nice. So full ticks there. Seating position and everything in the car. This doesn't feel so much like an SUV. It feels a little bit more like a sedan to me. It's car-like. Yeah, that's a good description.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like when I got into it, I really stepped too high up. So you've got a bit of an elevated driving position, but it's not too much. So this thing feels like it's driving a bit more like a car. I have to say, first impressions of the car were really good too.
Yeah.
I really like the alloys that they fitted to this car. It looks, you know, gives it a little bit of a sporty look. And inside the finish, you know, just all the detailing, and there's little splashes of colour. it certainly feels quite classy getting into this car,
Yeah.
especially for the price points that we were talking about earlier.
I was going to say, mate, the quality of the materials and the fit and finish. I mean, geez, it's got a sort of upmarket sort of impression, doesn't it? So
Yeah,
it's
definitely
nice
done a really good
contrast
job
there.
of that.
But I think for somebody looking at one of these things, if they've got a family, it's probably, I'd have to say, not the best car for that purpose. If you're a city dweller, or if you need a second car or something like that, it's probably a good choice. Of course, you are a little bit limited in terms of interior room, boot space as well. Not as good as, say, a CX-5 or something like that.
Yeah, and I think that this car has been designed for this size
Yeah,
of vehicle, right? And it comes with benefits of that around the city in terms of parking it and getting in and out and everything. This is great. But maybe when you start to do the pram test in the boot, or look at how much leg room the kids have got and everything in the background for all their stuff in the back seat. You may think then the CX-5 is better suited than the CX-3.
Yeah, it's got a couple of great sort of tech features, I think, too. I noticed on the other day when we were driving down a sort of like the motorway there, and the nav will actually tell you when the next exit is and how many Ks and what time to the next exit. That's really good.
That's great.
And another great thing about Mazdas, we're discovering, like with the head-up display, Polaroid sunglasses, brilliant. You can still see it. Yeah, that's a really good tick from me.
Terrific,
So,
yeah.
one little pet hate, and it's just my personal pet hate. There's no armrest, no center armrest.
Oh, okay.
But I had a look on the Mazda website. You can get a accessory armrest, and I would, if I own this car, I'd definitely get the armrest on it.
Well, there we go. If everyone has the same pet hate as you, no armrest, it's something we can solve.
Well, I mean, you get into the car and you lean back, and there's nothing to actually lean onto. So that's just my pet hate, but that's fine. Mate, it comes with a 3-year unlimited K warranty.
So I think we say on that 3-year kilometre warranty quite often that's a little bit below benchmark now.
It is.
I mean, having said that, Mazda's a well-built car, right? So I don't think you're taking too many risks. But really, 5 is the standard. You've got the Kias leading the pack, up at the 7.
Yeah.
3 is on the light side, so that's something to consider.
Yeah. This is to me, the safe choice. It's the car that I think if you're looking for something that's not going to give you any dramas, or it's not too outlandish or anything like that, this is the one. And I think that reflects in the way that it sells. It sells, it's one of the biggest sellers for Mazda.
I think this is the benchmark in that, that mini SUV, whatever you want to call it, sort of market. This is the one that's probably by far selling the most, and people would always consider this in one of their choices.
Yeah, but there's plenty of competition coming too.
Like, I think there is coming. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you've got the new Kona and cars like that. So it's a good car, but there's things to look out for too. So. Okay, mate. You've had a drive of the new 2017 Mazda CX-3.
I have.
Give us your impressions. What do you reckon?
Well, I think it's it's a pretty good looking car. It all throughout the car, it sort of takes a lot of the other Mazda, the good things about the other Mazda ranges, and incorporates it into this car.
Yeah, so, between the two, isn't it? Like between a 3 and a 2, you've got the CX-3, haven't you?
Yes, you have. Yes. And I think we can see sitting here, it's not a tall car, right? So it's
some
sort
people.
of. Yeah. I didn't mean to make a point of that. But we're talking about something that is probably a little bit of a hybrid between sedan and SUV, right? So it sort of feels like it drives like a sedan inside.
Yep.
But you've got a little bit of that height as well. So we're not talking about a particularly tall car.
Yeah.
Engine-wise, I think it's great for the city. It just does what it needs to do. Not over-spec, but not under-spec. The fit and finish in the car in this model that we had was very good.
It's really nice, isn't it? The quality of the materials. That just gives that real sort of upmarket presence, doesn't it? So, yeah.
And I think the only thing for people to consider is this is the really small end of the SUV market. So does it fit? Is it fit for purpose of what their everyday is? Because the boot space, there's a boot, but it's not huge. Do they go the CX-5? Do they go the CX-3? Or do they even go larger? So this does what it is designed to do very well.
That's right. Mate, the X Factor question, is it something that you would actually check out if you park the car, or check out in the reflection?
I think it's quite a good looking car. Yeah, I quite like the alloys and everything, so I think it has a bit of appeal when you look back at it. So yes,
I quite like, it's got that Mazda sort of styling to it, and the size of the car, it does suit it, I think. So it looks all right. So. Anyway, just want to put out a great big thanks to our friends at Mazda Australia for the loan of the CX-3 this week. And yeah, thanks to everybody out there again for watching. We're enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying it. We'll check you next time.
Thanks, guys. See ya.